Hey guys, welcome back to more AFK Arena. In today's video, we're doing just one little test of Palmer, showing you guys what he can do. Now, massive shout out to Artie for finding this team, but we're over here on Chiasma, and we've got a bit of a new meta emerging. Now, these things evolve very quickly, and this might not be where the meta settles, but I just wanted to show you like a good practical use, and just something that I'm in general like a bit happy about, that we're sort of getting new units be kind of useful. Obviously, we had the Mauler, who I can't remember his name, even though he looks sick, who was a bit of a a nothing burger, but I wanted to show you guys this one. So basically, we're going to go here and look at the Kane boss. Now, it's still very early days, so there's a lot more that has to be tested with Palmer, but I just wanted to show you this one. And now this is a very expensive meta. As always, for these bosses and stuff like that, just check your leaderboards, scroll down to some of the lower positions if you want, find some more realistically obtainable teams, maybe, and you can get an idea for what everyone's doing. But over here on Chiasma, you can see we are at rank 3, and this is the team we're using. Now, like I said, a very expensive team. Not everyone's going to be able to make this team. But on Kane, obviously Kane has the ability where he can one-shot someone who's done the most damage. Now, it used to be that Taylene was queen for this boss because she could revive herself. Now, Awakened Baden has taken over that primary role. So if you don't have Awakened Baden, you're probably going to be looking at using a Taylene or something like that. But because Awakened Baden, when he dies, he gets brought back in his wooden double form. He basically doesn't die, and he can deal massive amounts of damage, so he is the new king of this one. Now, in this team, we also have Awakened Solace. Now, Awakened Solace, once again, another very, very luxury unit that a lot of people won't have, but you can definitely replace her with other stuff, but she just seems to be optimal at the moment. But then we do have, obviously, the twins as well. Like I said, it's an expensive team, but I just wanted to show you guys that, we are getting some use out of these new units. And then we have Palmer in here. Now, this was my assumption when we saw Palmer from the start, is that he would be a bossing unit, and at high deficits in campaign and stuff, I don't think he's going to be that good. I'll have to do more testing and get back to you guys on that one. But at the moment, he's definitely part of this top comp that we're seeing in Kane at the moment. And then on top of that, the Owl. The Owl is just completely busted. Like, it's still early, so hot take it with a grain of salt. Definitely top tier beast, in my opinion, the Owl. He's just absolutely nuts, extending the duration of buffs and stuff like his whole kit. There's too much in his kit compared to everyone else that just makes him completely broken. Now, if you look at these other people here, you can see that they're doing the same thing, but they've got higher level owls, which is really helping effect there. So that one's got a 35 owl, and basically everything else is going to be the same across the board. Essentially, some tree differences. What do we got? 184 there. What's Chiasma at? 184. So, like everything's pretty similar. It's just basically that owl level that makes some big changes. But owl OP, but we are getting some use out of Palmer. So I just wanted to show you guys this run, show you what we're looking at. Once again, I will do some more Palmer testing in Chiasma's account and campaign to see, where we're at, what we can do with him. But I feel like he's going to be one of those good units that's really good early game, good at low deficits where healing actually matters. But I think he's just too slow. His buffs are perfect with the ramp up for bosses, because longer fights, you're not at threat of death in the first 10 seconds. That is where he's really going to find his place. But in campaign, especially at high deficits where you don't have the ramp up time and things just happen too quick and it's not enough healing to effectively do anything, that's where I think he's going to struggle. But at least we do have use. So let's jump in here and take a look. And it's pretty basic. There's nothing too crazy to show. I've got animations on RIP, but we'll deal with it because it's a kind of cool animation, even though it happens way too often. But yeah, the base behind this is you want the Grizzle in the front row as well as the Baden. Now, I might do some more testing because I feel like maybe we could bring Navanthi in here and get some effect, but I'm not too sure how well that will work. Actually, you know what? I might test it. I'll test it and let you guys know, because we've got the 2 summoner units. I feel like Navanthi's going to be good. The one thing she would replace is the Solace, but Solace has such strong buffs in herself that I don't know if it'll work. Now, the great thing about Grizzle and Baden is that both of them are actually going to lose their summoned units, meaning they will stack the additional buff from Navanthi, because Grizzle's skeletons explode, and Baden's one obviously is going to get one shot by the ability and he's going to come back, but it's actually him dying. So I don't know if Baden's thing will take effect actually with Navanthi in this one. So that could be a reason why not, but it's just something else to test. But as you can see, it's pretty basic. You just basically stay topped off you gain buffs, you deal a massive amount of damage, and that's pretty much GG's. And, you know, because Baden's dealing such high damage, he's the one that gets killed, and he just comes back in his other form. It's really, really solid. But like I said, good to see Parma hitting the top of the charts. I'm just going to skip this because pretty much that's all we do get to see. And like I said, after Artie gave us that team on Kiasma was rank 1, but then this is what happens in meta. People see something that's better than them, they copy it, and they get higher. And then it's not until someone finds something else that does better that people swap, and away you go. Because what's this one? Okay, yep, he's using the same, and as you can see, it just snowballs. Everyone does the same. Okay, so this guy's still back here using the Warwick, and I'm assuming we'll see a bit more. That was the same guy. A bit more of the Warwick action. Oh, it's too old. Okay, we can't see them. But what I'm going to do here is actually let's just quickly try this. I want to try Navanthi. I don't think it's going to work better than Awakened Solace, but as more of a budget option, let's just test it to see. I'm going to put you there. Let's go Navanthi. Where is she? I'm just a big Navanthi fan at the moment. I want more summoner units now. Let's go ahead and battle and see what we can do with this one. So let's jump in. Now, I'm not expecting crazy things, but this is just my test to see what we can accomplish with Navanthi. She's just, honestly, she's just such a solid unit in general. Like, even in campaign, I've been really liking her. Her with Thanos, maybe I'll do a video on that, because it's a bit of a unique thing. It's not something that everyone's going to use, but it's a pretty cool strat. Because these pillars take effect with Navanthi, it's actually pretty cool. She has a lot of solid synergies, but like I said, I think Awakened Solace is going to deal more damage, have higher attack buffs, and just be more effective in this type of situation, which we are definitely seeing that now. Yeah, we just don't get it. We just don't get the buffs as high. As you can see, like, we're nowhere on the damage scale. I'll cut and I'll come back at the end of this, but this is just something I wanted to play with. Okay, there we go. A lot less damage. Now, if we look at the damage results, and it looks like Grizzle's doing a lot more damage, like a lot closer to Baden's damage, I'd say it's because we're not actually proccing the additional buff off Navanthi, because the summoned units aren't dying with Baden. It's him dying and he's getting summoned in it. So let's have a look. Yeah, so that's what's happening there. So I don't think Baden is actually effectively getting the buffs, and also it's just not as great as an Awakened Solace buff. But the great thing about Awakened Solace is I feel like you could get pretty good use out of her with just a legendary copy anyway. Well, I'm just going to quickly do this and change it back so we don't mess up the order for next time. But yeah, that's it. I just wanted to show you guys that. I think that kind of stuff's cool. I like it when a new unit comes in and it's actually usable. And like I said, for this guy, if you're pushing high deficits, you're going to be looking purely at bossing. Otherwise, low deficits, I feel like he will be reasonable. But yeah, I'll have to do more testing. I'll definitely do more testing. Maybe there's a comp that has, I'm just trying to think while I'm talking of a comp that has enough like stall time. I keep defaulting to Ulna, but you don't really need him in Ulna teams. Something that stalls long enough to actually get the ramp up to be effective at high deficits, but I'm just not thinking of it at the moment. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.